Alright folks, we're going to be tying a KernEmerger. It was actually created by Guy Jeans. Apparently it's now being offered at Sports Chalet, not that I'm plugging it. It's the Sierra Slammer, so obviously Guy Jeans gets the credit for creating it. I'm actually tying it today on a number size 10 TMC 3761 hook, and just what I had. I'm also using a Cyclops bead 764 gold. It doesn't need to be too heavy. It actually has foam as part of it, so we want it to kind of tumble around a lot and not be all the way on the bottom. Anyway, so I'm going to add a thread base. I'm just using some tan. Once again, you can there's a lot of variations on this. This is one that I tie fast, so I can get a bunch of these because I like to lose flies. And so that's what I'm going to be showing you today. Some of you can tie. It won't take too long. So here we go. Then I'm also going to be using some pheasant tail for the back. You can also use a bucktail black. I usually use the pheasant tail. That's not the best quality part of the feather. I'll take a clump like that, tie that in to the end, to the tail. I put a little bump of thread on the end so it'll kind of pop it up. A couple pinch wraps and tie forward. And like I said, I try to keep this thing really simple, really fast. One of the things I will also use is some UTC copper wire. I don't take too much time picking it out. A lot of people like to make their flies look pretty. I like to try to make this one be somewhat functional. So if you have some better ways of putting it in, definitely go for it. It's just the way I do it. And don't use your nice scissors to cut the copper. Dull them. Apparently I did that to my last pair. And I like using these with wire because you just need to hold on to them and it's gone. You can pinch the copper wire right off. It's just a little bit easier. So the next thing you're going to be tying in is some peacock herl. I happen to get this one at Cabela's. I try to buy all my stuff local now. A lot of fly shops in the area. One in Carpinteria. It's called the Artful Angler. California is pretty good. It's by Old Santa Claus Lane if you're driving by. Tie in about 3 strands. I usually pinch the butts of the peacock herl off, clip them, and then I'll rotate these things into a little rope. And I like to go the same way, wrap them on the same way my thread's going on. Move this out of the way. And like I said, I spin the peacock herl to make a rope. And a little more than half. Don't crowd the head, but usually I tie back onto it anyways. So it's good to just kind of go a little bit farther up so you have a nice healthy little body. Clip the herl, keep the ends for something else, and then I rotate the copper wire in the opposite direction, and this just helps your fly last a lot longer. If you're getting a lot of bites, it'll keep the herl from coming off. Once behind it, once in front, a couple times, once behind it, once in front. Once again, I use to squeeze them. My little cheap Leatherman. Then I'm ready to go. So now I'm going to add my foam, and I use McFly foam or Razor foam. It's not McFly, I'm sorry. It's called Razor foam. Really good stuff. Brother Omar gave that to me. Sure, I think he picked that up at the Artful Angler. So another local fly shop plug. Just wrap the foam on. You don't need to be too pretty about this. Then you want to make a loop, and I do this to make a little dubbing loop. It's a lot easier to wrap dubbing on. It's going to be kind of leggy. Use your dubbing tool. Then you just want to take some scud. I've used green. kind of mixed. This is sow scud. It's pretty good stuff. I like the iridescent color to it. You want to spin this, make sure you don't put too much. Spin this around. Gonna wrap it around. Okay. Make sure to tie it off. You can also cut the remaining piece off. Make sure you don't cut your your thread. Just kind of tie it on there. I give it a little bit of a crew cut on the top. Then now you're ready for your hackle feather. So here's a little partridge feather, and I'm just kind of learning to do this. You want to strip it down so it looks like so. You tie in the top, and I kind of taper it down so that when you wrap it, it wraps properly. So here we go. Trim that little piece off. Make sure that's down. You can use your hackle pliers. You know, it's pretty much just like putting in hackle on a wet fly. Pull it back. Clip off the little stem. Pretty much there. Just give it another little trim. Make sure nothing's in the way. Pull my foam forward. Straighten that foam out a little. Pull down. You have this little nub. And then the last thing is just trim that. Pull down. A couple quick wraps. And then you want to use your finishing tool here. 2 of those. Whoops, let me back up. Trim that off. Then you want to pick it out. Pick it out like a little afro. That's it.